This is Pioneer's ARC app, or Advanced Remote Control app operating with Pioneer's DEH-X2800UI. The ARC app is an advanced remote control available for your iPhone running iOS version 8.0 or higher. The ARC app is also available for your Android phone running version 4.2 or higher of the Android operating system. When used on the Pioneer DEH-X2800UI, the Advanced Remote Control app operates in a wired configuration and gives you a graphical user interface to operate many of the different functions of the head unit. Before we get started with the Advanced Remote Control app, let's check a couple of settings on the head unit to make sure we're all set up and ready to go. So from any source, we'll touch in on the volume control, and we're going to roll along here until we find the System menu. Here's System, and press Enter, and here we want to roll along until we find the Android wired connection. So we have two settings here, Android wired, we have app control, and we have memory. We'll use memory if we're going to play back music stored on the phone. For the ARC app, we want app control. So we'll select app control and roll over to the next setting, which is to prompt the app. If you're using an Android phone, when you plug in the Android phone, it can automatically start the app for you. We can choose to switch that on or off. For this demonstration, we definitely want that turned on. And the last setting we need to see is USB auto on. That means that if I plug in a USB thumb drive or a phone to the USB port here, it will automatically switch to that source and begin to play a track. I can choose to switch that on or off. For right now, I definitely want to have USB auto on. So if I'm using an Android phone, those are all the settings that I need to think about. If I'm using an iPhone, the only setting that I need to bother with is this one right here, USB auto on. Once you've made those settings, we can just hit the Go Back button here, and we're ready to get started. So we'll plug in our Android phone. It'll automatically start the ARC app, and we have to say OK to the caution, and we're playing a track. So if I touch in on the center of the screen and swipe up, this brings up my source list. I have my AM/FM radio, CD, and music stored on the phone. I also have a number of different apps that I can choose from to play back music from those apps. So for example here, let's go to the AM/FM radio, and you see the head unit switches to the radio source. I have my radio station presets across the top here. I can change the AM/FM radio band, and if I want, I can swipe from the center over to change my presets. Let's touch in the center and swipe up. We'll switch over to the stored music source. This is music stored on the phone, and we're playing a track. Now if I touch in the center and swipe down, I can bring up my playlists, my artists, my albums and songs, and I can choose a song. If I touch in the center and swipe over, I can change tracks, or I can go back. If I put two fingers on the screen and give it a turn, we can adjust the volume of the head unit. If you want to change this color on the screen, touch the settings here, and we'll go to the appearance, and maybe we'll make it a green color. Go back. We'll touch in on the center of the screen and swipe up. Now we can choose to play music from an app stored on the phone, like Google Play Music. We can play this song. Now if I want to go back to the ARC app, all I have to do is touch the button to bring up my recent apps, and here's the ARC app, and we can go back to, for example, the radio. The Pioneer ARC app is free to download from the App Store or from Google Play. Just search for Pioneer ARC.